Okay, so I guess I want to know how you're using social networking and leveraging the power of places like MySpace to basically reach your fan base, possibly test material, maintain relationships with your fans.
Well, it's been really good. We started MySpace in 2005, and we didn't really get started on it until 2006. It kind of, our profile just sat there for a year and nobody even checked it. But as soon as we started, checking our emails every day, making comments on other people's pages and adding friends, we started getting emails from all over the world from people that said they woke up, they're in Israel or something, and they're having coffee listening to our 5 tunes, that are on MySpace.
It sounds to me that the key to success with social networking is being real, being engaged with your fan base.
Right. When they email me or comment, I always comment back, and I always email them back. And I try to, go into their page and find out about them and who they are. With MySpace and in the other music networking, you get to see who your fans are. You get to see what their children look like. You get to see what other bands are interested in. And a lot of people say that it's just kind of a fake existence, that, those people are out there and we're here. But it's not that way. I just do not see it that way at all, because I've made some incredible friends over this networking business.
And fans. And lots of fans. One thing I would like to add is in an age when record companies are becoming less and less able to put bands out there, because as we all know, record companies are losing money. The medium of the CD, the album, that whole concept is a dying concept, in my opinion. So in an age when the establishment isn't able to really put bands out there, we're able to put ourselves out there, and that is huge. That is a huge step in that we have people in every continent of the planet listening to our music every single day, and there's no middleman. There's no one out there spending millions of dollars to get it out there so that they even know about us. So it's incredible that way, in that I think, obviously, fewer and fewer records are being sold every year. I mean, on every level, everyone is selling fewer records than they used to. But more and more people are hearing these bands.
All right, so fewer records are being sold, and at the same time, you've got one coming out pretty soon. I listened to some of it on your MySpace page. I noticed that Taj Mahal played on it. So how'd you manage to get Taj in the studio, and what was he doing here?
Well, Andy Kravitz, the man who produced our newest record, which will be released soon, this summer, played drums for Taj for several years and was really good friends with Taj. Taj was coming to town to play. Andy thought, hey, let's get Taj. Let's see if Taj will come play on the record. So he called Taj. Taj said, sure, love to. Anything, man. And so Taj was playing out here on the edge of town. They went and picked him up, brought him over here at 7 o'clock. He had to be back out to the venue at 8 o'clock. He walks in with his guitars and his harps and sits down and, just pounded it out real quick, and then he was gone.
So what did he play on the albums?
He played on the 100 Year Flood album. He played on a song called Hell or High Water. He played harmonica and guitar. And also, I was about to begin work on the Boris McCutcheon and the Salt Licks record. And we managed to get him to play harp on one of those songs. So it's we killed 2 birds with 1 stone. And
Taj was Boris's hero.
Yeah.
So he was just blown away that we were able to pull that off for him.
Yeah, Boris was down in Albuquerque. And we called him, said, Taj is coming in about 30 minutes to play on your song.
He was so excited.
Can you be here? And he was like, damn right I can be there.
I'm going to rent a Corvette.
Yeah. We said, Boris, please don't speed.
So people can also find you through Frogville Records. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. FrogvillePlanet.com. You go there and you'll be able to find out a lot more about our band and all the other Frogville bands. And there's more songs other than what we have just on our MySpace. There's more tunes that you can listen to of 100 Year Flood. And then there's also a page where you can pay to download, single songs or the whole album as well. So FrogvillePlanet.com has been pretty much our home. And then we just started Reverb Nation, which is through Facebook. And that's really, I love it. I love it because after you get a whole lot of fans and you're getting a whole lot of plays, they actually share the profits with you. So we're working towards that. We're like number 600 out of 21,000 bands right now, and we just started. So as soon as I start really networking through there every day, like I have been with MySpace, we should be making some money.
One comment I would like to add is that this, and like you said, with record sales sort of dying, because nobody's buying CDs, everybody's going to the computer to get their music. It's like, why do you make a record? And I think that's a really good question. I think we've all kind of grown up in a time when we think about music in record form. You think about it, it's like there's the beginning song, there's the meat, and there's the end, and maybe there's a concept, or maybe it's just a feeling. And that may stay alive, Hopefully it will, because we like it. But what I can see happening is moving more towards single songs, 2 or 3 songs at a time, making them available. We don't really know what's going to happen, and everyone's a little confused about it. But what I see is through things like MySpace, Facebook, the internet in general, it's like, this is the coolest time. This is one of the coolest times ever in the history of music, that your music becomes available to the whole world without someone else getting in your way and making you change it for this or for that or whatever, I still think there's a place for the record industry. There absolutely is a place for them. But I think that they're a little confused. They're still trying to work on the old model. I have friends that go to New York and L.A. and are trying to push records, and pretty much what I'm hearing from everyone is that labels aren't really signing untested bands anymore. They're not making breaking bands anymore like they used to, because they can afford it. It was they lost so much money. A label would lose all this money trying to break 10 bands or 20 bands, and then one would make them all that money back.
Do you think that condition basically led to a cottage industry of people
Sure.
recording themselves?
Sure, absolutely. And like I said, I think it's very fascinating what's happening right now, and it's only getting better. I think 100 Year Flood, for example. I know for a fact that we are reaching more people now, and as a musician, as someone who writes songs, that's all you could ever hope for. The money is kind of secondary to the craft.